Yo, cuz, welcome to the Talkman Radio Show Live. I'm your host, I'm the Talkman, here to talk about fantasy football. That's what the show's about, in case it's your first time listening. And a bunch of stuff to talk about. We've got, and I wanted to get this in. Fucking news. We call it fucking news around here. So we're talking about the breaking news today that is gonna impact next year's fantasy football season. But before we get into that, welcome to the show. Thank you, of course, as always, every week we thank 12 Ounce Sports Radio. 12 Ounce Sports Radio. 12OunceSportsRadio.com is the website to go to if you want to. We have articles and more articles. Madden Stafford Hall of Fame. I don't think so. More sports that you can shake a stick at here. And of course, you can listen to the pod. You can listen to the content creators here as well. 12 Ounce Sports, as you know, and also 12 Ounce Sports on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. That's social media for you. The Talkman Radio Show Live is here every Friday at 6 o'clock. We know this. And 6 o'clock Eastern, we stream only on 12 Ounce Sports. The only place you can find us. Except for, if you're listening to the audio of this, you can hear us on Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify. And I keep saying I'm going to look into this. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. I'm so illiterate to this computer shit. All I do is give me a microphone and give me some football stuff, and we're going to talk about football. And we're going to win leagues. But what these things mean, I have no idea. No idea. But as I've noted before, of course, subscribe to 12 Ounce Sports on any of the social media here, or you can, and also you can go to Talkman Radio on YouTube, Parler Odyssey, and friend us on MeWe. For now, we're gonna be changing this stuff up real soon. Just the Talkman Radio stuff, we're always gonna be on 12 Ounce Sports. We love 12 Ounce Sports. We ain't going nowhere. But the Talkman Radio stuff we're working on, and I've been doing this like the last 6 months when I have free time. I've been working on social media, trying to figure out where to go next on social media after I got sick of the mainstream ones. And I've talked about this before. If you're new, I've talked about this plenty of times. So we're probably going to change some of these. I like them, but I really haven't been putting any content on. And like I said last week and the week before, very, very soon I'm going to explain why. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something real soon. It's been taking up a lot of my time. But I'll share it with both of you guys. So, that's how we're starting. Now, of course, there's breaking news in case you did not know. But first, let's do the rundown. We're going to break into the beginning of the show, which is breaking news. But first, the rundown. Anyway, we're going to do that. Big trades this week. Of course, that was the main focus of the show prior to like 2 hours ago. Big trades, big impact on fantasy football. We're going to go over all the teams, the Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz trade, how it impacts all four teams, who to target. So let's have some arguments about who to target on some of these teams. Some of them it's kind of obvious, but some of them it's really not. And where are the teams who are getting rid of their quarterbacks going, and how do these trades work out, and all that stuff. Plus, we are going to talk about Combine. The Combine's over. Quarterbacks and running backs this week. There's not a lot to talk about. There's not much to talk about except on the front end of the quarterback of the quarterbacks who are at the Combine. But there is some stuff, and I'm going to get back, like I always bring it back. And we're going to talk about how it does impact, and it could potentially impact one of these teams from these trades. And running backs, we're going to go over. Running backs, we'll talk about that. And if there's time, I'm still trying to get into these draft strategies. Because they seem to work. They seem to, I think I found some other cogs to keep in there. Now you got to hit. But we'll get into that. But that's pretty much the show. As it's, I mean, shit, we're already 6 minutes in, so we can't, unless something comes through the window, this is the way the show's going to be, with the breaking news. But first, before we get into that, now everyone knows you can find my show and dozens of other shows right here on 12 Ounce Sports. You know that now. But did you know there's a ton of live sports on the network as well? We got live stuff here. You can watch live football, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, racing, basketball, and more. Right here on 12 Ounce Sports. Right here, you can check it out. Also, check us out on Zingo TV, like I tell you every week. Go check out Zingo TV. Zingo TV, channel 761. That's this. You can be watching this face on channel 761 on Zingo TV right now. Right now, this could be happening. We'll take the 12 Ounce Sports views. We'll take that. So quench your sports thirst. Quench it. Also, if you're shopping online, like I tell you every week, go to 12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Get shopping. I was going to say something else. Get shopping. It helps us out when you do that. The link is down below on the stream. And like I said, 12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Get shopping. It helps us out. You know you're going to be shopping on Amazon. It's pretty much replaces, I don't want to say. Do you remember Kmart? Do you remember Caldor? Now this is big. Caldor's got to be out of business. Sears, all those stores. They're all fucking gone. Everything's Amazon now. So yeah, do that. Helps us out. Let's get into the show. Let's start the show. Breaking news: Deshaun Watson will face criminal charges. You ain't getting shit. Now let's go over this real quick. No. Let's go to this article real quick because there is some information that's going to need to be, ironed out before you put him on your draft board. So, Deshaun Watson will not face criminal charges on the 9 criminal complaints following the police investigation into 22 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct in massage sessions in a grand jury in Harris County. Why can't I'm at too much meth. I did too much meth this morning. A grand jury in Harris County, Texas, determined Friday. 9 women made criminal complaints against Watson, 8 of which were represented by Tony Busby, who's the main attorney for the 22 women who sued the Texans quarterback. 8 of those women testified before the grand jury. So a bunch of women, I mean, we've been following this for, over a year now. I put out a video. You can go to YouTube and check around when this started. I had a conspiracy theory on that one, and I still don't know. But if you want to go check it out, go to YouTube and go to Talkman Radio. Look for the Deshaun Watson video. Maybe I'll make another video of this. I'll make another video of this when more of this comes out. So let's get into that because I want to get into. I want to get into this article, and plus I got the normal show that I set up. So I'll try to get to the nuts and bolts of this. The NFL is investigating Watson for nearly a year. Wait. Today we presented 9 criminal complaints for consideration by the grand jury beginning at 9 a.m. We presented evidence of over 6 hours to the grand jury to consider, as well as having witnesses available for those persons to testify in front of the grand jury, said Stallings. He's the John Stallings is the prosecutor. as well as having witnesses available for those persons to testify in front of the grand jury. And the grand jury considered all the evidence and returned 9 no bills against Deshaun Watson involving these 9 criminal complaints. 9 no bills means, I guess, you ain't get. We're good. We're good there. He's not getting indicted. We respect the grand jury's decision and conclude the criminal proceedings in Harris County. Now, here's where it gets a little hairy. The NFL was investigating Watson for nearly a year as he initially faced 22 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct in massage sessions. The ongoing cases made it difficult for the league and the Houston Texans to take any action regarding the possible suspension or trade. Watson was not placed on the commissioner's exempt list because the league couldn't conclude that a major violation occurred. So they waited for this to happen. They waited for the grand jury to come down. The grand jury said, nah, we ain't doing this. So it looks better for him to come back and play next year. Is he going to play next year? Let's keep going. Watson, who is still facing civil complaints, can be disciplined by the league under the personal conduct policy. The NFL released a statement from spokesman Brian McCarthy regarding the grand jury findings. We've been closely monitoring all developments in the matter, which remains under review of the personal conduct policy. So they're going to look into that, and we'll see what happens there. That may, that's definitely going to impact his availability, of course. But where's draft status going to be? It's hard to say now. It looks better. Then he's going to come back and everything should be okay. It looks better. Is he going to come back and play every game next year? We don't know. Now they get into the teams that are looking for him, Seattle and the Panthers. I went over who I think is looking. I think it's way more teams than these two guys. Maybe they're the big ones, but there's a lot of teams looking at this guy. Eagles are looking at him. So the coach said, yeah, we'd love to have him back, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you got a better chance now of getting him to come in and play and be your starting quarterback. Because, like I said last week, he is basically recession-proof. He played with shit and still put up, I think he's still a top 5 quarterback. So that's huge. So we'll see. He looks better now, but that's the big story for today. So we're done with that. Let's get into the trades this week. So we had 2 big trades. We saw it, and the 4 teams are involved. We're going to get into right now. But first, we're going to do chronological order. Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos. So they've been looking for a quarterback. They couldn't get They got Peyton Manning when he was 30. He was up there. 35. This guy's 33 now, I think. So he should have at least the 4 years that he played in Denver. Should at least have 4 years for him there. So let's talk about will be in the Denver Broncos uniform in 2022 and beyond. 5-time Pro Bowl quarterback became part of a blockbuster trade package that will see the Seattle Seahawks send him and a 4th-round pick in this year's draft in exchange for Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 1st-round pick this year, 2nd-round pick this year, 5th-round pick this year, 1st-round pick next year, and 2nd-round pick next year. Pretty good haul in terms of draft picks. And you get a quarterback. You get a quarterback. You get a tight end that looks pretty good. He's got value. Definitely has value. They can use a tight end over there. He's not a blocking tight end. He's a tight end that catches passes, but did well. And put up points. And Shelby Harris, he's an aging defensive end. They can use all the help they can get on defense because as soon as they got rid of Russell Wilson, they got rid of the linebacker. What the hell is that guy's name? The real good linebacker they got. So you can tell this team is basically, let's talk about the Broncos first. So that's what Seattle's getting, and Denver's getting Russell Wilson. So, I got a bunch of notes here. Let's talk about the Broncos first. Now, this is the Broncos depth chart as of today. I know they can't do the whole thing yet, but I mean, people have been saying, especially after the haul they had this year with Javonte Williams, they've got Melvin Gordon back there. You've got Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, who, according to their draft stock, should be good receivers. You also got Tim Patrick, who played well last year. So it looks like they've got players on the outside that can do something. They got 2 running backs that offset each other very well. Both those running backs did well last year. I mean, you could see Javonte Williams ascending and kind of Melvin Gordon being pushed back, but they still, do their job. They were a running team last year. So, and the offensive line, I guess it could use some help. I'm not sure how great they are, but I think they're okay. I mean, I haven't looked at the Pro Football Focus offensive line rankings, which I always look. If you watch this show prior to the draft, I always go to that to get, especially for the running game. But now you got a quarterback there, and a quarterback who can move out of the pocket, unlike Peyton Manning who's there, which you can take a little of the emphasis off of the offensive line. Not a lot, can't have shit back there, but a good offensive line always helps. But if you've got some deficiencies there, the quarterback's mobility can save you from that. So now you got a quarterback there. The fantasy question I have is, and I would love for somebody who's listening to answer this, we'll put a comment in, leave a comment. Who steps up here? Because you have the possibility of one of these guys, and I'm looking at Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy, to be a top 10 wide receiver. These guys haven't sniffed top 10 wide receiver since they've been in the league. Granted, they're young, but I think it's Cortland Sutton's 3rd year or 4th year. He's been in the league a little while. Jerry Jeudy's going to be his 3rd year. So one of these guys is going to make the jump. Who's going to be? Who's it going to be? Cortland Sutton already came out and said, "Oh, we love having him here." Okay, that's good. Maybe he's the guy. He's taking the initiative. I don't know. But one of these guys is going to be good. Whoever you draft, you got to make them. I mean, they could both turn out to be top 10 wide receivers. It's possible. But it's probably going to go one way, not the other. That's most likely. I mean, one guy's going to be way better than the other guy, or at least better. Like, I'd rather have that guy. But it could be neither. It could be freaking Tim Patrick. But that's the issue. There's probably going to be a guy who comes out of this. Who's your guy? I'm gonna go Jeudy. I'm gonna go Jerry Jeudy. I got a bad feeling about Cortland Sutton. I'll go Jerry Jeudy. He's younger. I wish I should have pulled up their stats, but I didn't. So that's the question. That could make a huge difference on your fantasy team if you pick the right one of these guys that Russell Wilson's throwing to. Russell Wilson, again, he's another guy who's pretty much recession-proof. You don't see a lot of downward trends outside of him getting injured last year, which was his first injury. I get it. He's getting a little older. Is this going to be like every year now he's getting hurt? He hurt his hand. He didn't hurt his legs or anything like that. And I like, don't want to sound all this like, but he's got a good body for that. He's got a solid body. He's not a string bean guy running around. He's got it looks like he's got a good solid body there, especially on the lower half. His legs looks like he has thick legs. So he's been running around for 10 years and hasn't gotten hurt yet, except for his hand. So I think he's pretty. I'm gonna go with that. He's gonna go back to playing 16, 17 games a year. So that is my question. What do you think of that? On the other side, Seattle, you're basically saying we're giving up. Not giving up. We're rebuilding. You are so far behind. You are so far behind. The 49ers, Bobby Wagner. You were so far behind the 49ers and the Rams, offensively and defensively. Both. Offensively and defensively, you're behind. Maybe not so much the 49ers offensively, because you are putting in, you're most likely going to be putting in a second-year guy. And we don't know what we're going to get in him. But on the other hand, you're way behind Arizona offensively. I'm not a big fan of Arizona's defense, so. And you gave up your first-round pick to the Jets to get Jamal Adams. So you're running out. You need to get back some first-round picks. So you got your first-round. You got 2 of them, and you got 2 seconds, and you got a 5th this year. So you got 5 picks. 2 of them are first-rounders. I guess they took what they had to take. But now it's the rebuild. It's officially the rebuild. So I was looking at updated mock draft, and now I'm going to be talking about this a little more later. Malik Willis going to Seattle Seahawks. Okay. Malik Willis seems to be going up the board a little bit, and the other guy seems to be going down the board a little bit. So, okay. Who knows what's going to happen? Also, like I mentioned, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is also available. Now, what are you going to do to get him? You don't have a lot of draft capital. You can go and draft a guy, or you can give up what you just got and probably, see, I don't know what the market is for a guy who with allegations of, I don't even know what the hell he did. I heard the one story with, I'm getting a massage. Now play with the pecker. I heard that, but, I don't believe anything I read or see anymore. I just don't. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy. I know, I know they can try and get rid of him. I don't think he doesn't want to stay there, and they can try and get rid of him. And this issue has brought down his value a little bit. So, but who knows what value he's going to be at? He might be more now. You don't know. It's just crazy. So there's that option. There's Deshaun Watson. There's drafting Malik Willis or the other guy, whoever they like more. But outside of that, that's it. You want to go. You ain't getting Russell Wilson again. I doubt you were going to go out and get Russell Wilson again. And Russell Wilson wasn't even Russell Wilson when he first started. I mean, he played well. They made the playoffs, won the Super Bowl after that, and since then he's gotten better and better and better. He always had a good deep ball, but no. I don't think you're gonna try and get a Russell Wilson's 3rd round pick. I don't think you're gonna go and draft a 3rd round pick. Did you see the quarterbacks are out there going to be around the 3rd round? You think any of those guys? I mean, possible, doubtful. So you're probably going to go for this guy. We're going to go for Deshaun Watson. I doubt they're going for Jimmy G. I doubt Jimmy G would go there, or San Fran would trade him there. So you're kind of stuck with a couple of options here. So we'll see what Seattle does. Obviously, they're in a rebuild mode now. That's just obvious. Now, you know who ain't rebuilding? MyBookie.com. They're not rebuilding. MyBookie.ag ain't rebuilding. If you want to responsibly get in on the action, you got to be responsible about it. Head over to MyBookie.ag and use the promo code 12OunceSports. That's 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces, when signing up for the deposit bonus. First-time users only. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code 12OunceSports, all caps, no spaces. Always gamble responsibly. You got to gamble responsible. Also, don't forget, like I mentioned before, check us out on Zingo TV. Use the promo code 12ounce 12OZ. Very, very easy to remember. 12ounce 12OZ. It helps us out when you do that. 12ounce Sports is channel 761 on there. Plus, they have other actual sports channels, music channels, and a bunch of other stuff. Go check it out. See what you like. But when you do, sign up and use the promo code 12ounce 12OZ. 12ounce Sports, channel 761. This me. So, moving on. Next trade. So that was the big trade. This is the not so big trade. But I gotta say, well, let's see what happens. So, now, you knew this guy was out. This guy was out. As soon as the season was over, they're like, well, listen, we need a quarterback. Wait, I thought I was good. No, we need a good quarterback. You ain't it. So you kind of saw the writing on the wall. And well, let's read. The NFL's quarterback saga continued on Wednesday with the news that the Colts were trading Carson Wentz to the Commanders just a year after Indianapolis sent a 2021 third-round pick and this year's first-round pick to Philadelphia for Wentz. Let me say that again. They sent the 2021 third-round pick and this year's first-round pick, first and a third, to Philly for Wentz. Colts went 9-8. How'd that work out? 9-8, huh? And during their one season with Wentz, who failed to complete 60% of his throws in Indianapolis' last two games of the season, fell apart in the end. The Colts lost both games while failing to make the playoffs for the second time in the last three seasons. And below our trade grades for both teams, as well as each team, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's what happened. Colts got a 2022 second and third round picks and a 2023 third round pick that could be a second round pick if Wentz plays 70% of the snaps. Okay. So basically, a second and a third this year and a second next year because he's going to play 70%. We're not counting in injuries. And Washington gets Wentz and the second round pick. They swap second round picks, and they get a second round pick next year and a third round this year. Okay. So obviously the Colts were just like, we're getting rid of this guy. And this is the best deal they can get, I'm assuming. For what you gave up, it doesn't look great. You gave up a first-round pick this year to not make the playoffs, basically. Now, let's do Washington first. Commanders get a C+. I'd give them a little higher grade than that because they didn't have to give up what the other team lost. The other team gave up a first-round pick. They gave up some second and third-round picks, most likely 2 seconds and a third, for a new starting quarterback. And your starting quarterback from this year is going to be your backup now. So you have the hierarchy down at least. So at worst, you'll get quarterback play from last year, which wouldn't say sell the farm for Taylor Heineke, but as a backup, that guy's got a good career ahead of him. As backup. He can last 4 or 5 years. Why not? He's ready heading into year 3. So, and I know he's a little older. So I'm sure they tried to get, you knew they were going to go out and try and get a quarterback. They had to. And I'm sure they tried to get Russell Wilson. That didn't work out. They didn't want to wait on Deshaun Watson. And nobody else seemed to pull their pud. Now the good thing about Wentz is he comes in, he gets to play against the old Eagle team twice. Kind of like when Favre left, we ain't trading in the division, traded in the Jets. Showed him. Next year he came back, he's playing for the Vikings. Like, trying to get that guy out of here. So now he's going to play against the Eagles twice. But the thing about the Washington team, you got running backs who know their role. Just on the offense. Let's talk about the offense for a second. You got running backs that know their role. Is this? Yeah, here you go. There you go. Jared Patterson, Antonio Gibson. I don't know if the kid who caught the passes, he was the pass catching kid, played well last year, was a fantasy commodity. I forget his name. But he worked behind Antonio Gibson. I mean, Antonio Gibson, that kid, and Jared Patterson, who's shown that, okay, I can play if you need me to play. I can contribute. Curtis Samuel, wide receiver, didn't play great. DeAndre Carter, he's a speed guy. Adam Humphries, I do kind of like. But Terry McLaurin, he's the McLaurin of your wide receiver crew. So you've got guys here that can do something. You've got guys here that can play. And putting him and dropping everyone back a spot is going to help your offense. He's a better quarterback than these guys. And you paid less. You paid less than the team who got him after coming off of a year where he missed 4 games, missed 25% of the season. Completion percentage down. Average down. Touchdown and interception rate down. Whereas this year, down compared to 62% completion percentage, 3,500 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. And you gave up a second-round pick for that guy. A couple second-round picks and a third-round pick. Whereas the team the year before gave up a first-round pick and third-round pick. So you win there. You win there. You are giving away a little bit, but not only that, he showed, okay, played my 17 games, played the whole season. Played the whole season. That brings the price back up. It's got to bring the price back up a little bit. Instead, they paid less. So good on Washington. Good deal by Washington. Got to say, they were looking to get rid of a guy. They got him for less than the other team paid for him a year before. And he had worse numbers. So you plug him into an offense that kind of like on the Denver side, their talent level on the offensive side of the ball is comparable to Denver, I think. Denver, see, I like Terry McLaurin better than both their wide receivers over there. And their running backs, the way they use them, I think are pretty good as compared to the potential on the other side with Melvin Gordon, who's a good running back, but Javonte Williams is going to be the workhorse next year, in my opinion. So I think they have comparable running backs stacked up against each other. I do like Washington's wide receivers better because of Terry McLaurin. And now the tight ends are pretty even. Ricky Seals-Jones, against whoever the hell they got over there in Denver because they got rid of Noah Fant. So I think it's kind of, the offense is kind of even. But Washington, on the defensive side, blows them away. As good, and Denver has a decent defense. Washington is very, very easily could be top 10 defense. Why not? They got, on every level, they have guys there. The linebackers are a little thin, but up front, they're beasts. So I think he is going to be ranked pretty low offensively, I mean, in drafts, but I think he has the opportunity to play well and be a good player for a good part of the season, if not the whole season. I can see him coming in and maybe starting off a little sluggish, maybe having a bad game against the Eagles or something like that. But they do have a good, decent offensive line in front of them. And I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. I think he has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback. If he doesn't get hurt, he doesn't have an injury history. Now, on the other side, draft stats. I mean, Russell Wilson's probably going to be. he's probably going to drop a little bit. So maybe round 6, round 7 for Russell Wilson because he got injured last year and he's going to a new team and nobody knows what to expect. This guy is probably going to be round 10 to 12, something like that. And I think they're both going to be undervalued. If you want draft, where the guys are going to be drafted at, because they're both going to get drafted. But also, kind of jumping around here, after trading for Wentz, you get the 11th pick in the draft too. You can help out and go get a wide receiver, a top wide receiver here. Do you need much help? I mean, you don't. They've got a lot of edge help in this draft, so they say. Do you need help on the edge? Not really. I mean, you can help out your new quarterback with a shiny new toy on the outside. I don't think there's a tight end that's worth going and getting at 11. So I don't think you get that. But you can probably go in the second round and go get one. Why not? And well, they don't have a second round pick this year. Third round, try and find somebody. We can go get Gronk. So yeah, they have options here with the first round pick that they don't have to use on a quarterback now. I don't know if they're using it anyway, but so this would help his stock even more if they were to go out and get maybe a Garrett Wilson. But there's other wide receivers out there. I'm not going to go into it now. So if they want to help him out, they have an opportunity to grab somebody at the 11th pick and help him out even more and work that offense. So we'll see. This is where his draft status is going to go is going to be impacted a little bit by the draft and free agency. But so far, that's where I kind of see both of these guys going, 7th and 12th round. As for Indianapolis, I have a weird feeling about Indianapolis. I want to go over that real quick. I think Indianapolis. So let's go back up. So basically, he says the same. This article says the same thing I said. So now, who do you have there now? Who's your quarterback now? Obviously, either they like one of the guys in back of Carson Wentz, which, hold on, I meant to look this up, I forgot. Let me pull it up. As a matter of fact, I might have pulled it up already. Whatever, here it is. Team, depth chart. Now, T.Y. Hilton, they still got T.Y. Hilton up there. Sam Ehlinger, and there's another guy behind Sam Ehlinger. They got another guy. Jesus, unless they get rid of that guy. See, they are in love with Sam Ehlinger. Or they have, they can't expect to get Deshaun Watson. Can't expect to get him. Jimmy G, I've heard some rumblings about Jimmy G. Mitchell Trubisky, I've heard about. Marcus Mariota, I've heard about. But it doesn't make sense that the guys, we had 1 year of Carson Wentz, 27-7. I get it. Took a shit at the end of the year, missed your playoff spot. Now, fuck this guy, get rid of him. I get it. I think you're, the reason they said they did that, and I get the reason, is because they want their guy. This guy's not their guy. We want our guy. Okay. Either Sam Ehlinger's your guy, or someone in the draft is your guy. Now, let's look at who's out there in the draft. Now, you don't have a first-round pick this year, so in terms of how and this is post-draft, I think, post-combine. Let me see. It was March 10th. It was yesterday. So this is post-combine. Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis, they're the top guys. And they have them down here as picks 5 through 20. Colts don't have a pick from 5 to 20. Shit, they don't have a pick until they're picked in the second round from Washington. So it's the 11th pick in the second round, which is 43. So now you're looking at one of these guys. If you're going to spend your first round pick, because like the guy said, I want my guy. I want my guy. I gotta have my guy. Your guy is a washed up guy from another team? I don't think so. I don't think that's what he's saying. I don't think it's Jimmy G. I don't think it's Marcus Mariota. That's not what the guy said. If he comes back with one of those guys, like, wait a minute, that's your guy now? Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into how to build a team. They've done a very good job of building the team outside of the quarterback position, which I get. They thought Andrew Luck was going to play for them. Most likely still be playing now, or at least, moving on. Andrew Luck's retirement really kind of threw a wrench into this whole thing, and it's been that way for the last 3 years. They've had 3 different quarterbacks since he left in 2018. 19 was Jacoby Brissett, 20 was Rivers, 21 was Wentz. Ever since and the year before that was some other guy. So I get it. You thought you had a quarterback, and now you don't, and you're trying to get another quarterback in there. But just for shits and giggles, like I always go back to, how do Bill Parcells QB drafting rules apply to the 2022 draft class? Well, first off, we know the criteria. 3-year starter, senior college, win 30, blah, blah, blah. There it is right there. We've gone through this already. Final time. 2 guys fit the bill. Kenny Pickett and the Riddler. Now, the Riddler is a second-tier quarterback between picks 20 through 60. Is that who they're going after? Now, I'm spitballing. I have no idea what's going on there. Are one of these 3 guys, one of the guys that they're looking at as, we like this guy, we're going to bring him in, and we're going to give him the keys to this team that only needs a quarterback? We're moving around a little bit. But that's a possibility. I guess maybe bringing another quarterback like a Mitch Trubisky, who just popped up right here, and a draft pick, and fight it out and see who emerges. But you've only got a limited amount of time. I'm spending a lot of time talking about this because it's such a weird situation in Indianapolis, because there's guys on that team that you are going to get drafted. Jonathan Taylor's going to be fucking one of the first picks. So what are you going to do? And, Michael Pittman, give him a quarterback, and he's probably going to be a decent player on your team. So, but you need a quarterback. So this is going to be an interesting thing to follow, the Indianapolis quarterback situation. And we'll see what happens. So with that, where are we? Boy, I use up a lot of time. So with that, it's go take a piss time.
Sports has a new home for betting. BetUS.com is the official place to place your bets and support 12-ounce sports. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com and type in the promo code 12OZE and you'll instantly get a deposit bonus. This is America's favorite sports book. And remember, always gamble responsibly.
Yo, cuz. So, moving on. We've got 15 minutes left. Let's talk about. We're moving on to quarterbacks now. Okay, well, we're in a good position right here to talk about quarterbacks. So, this is post draft. This is post combine, and these are the tiers now. Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett. One of these guys is going to go most likely to the Steelers, I'm thinking. Somebody might make a jump up. Let's take a look at where we are right now here it is. In the draft. This is as up to date as it gets. So look at the teams that need quarterbacks, and there's a bunch of them. You're not going to start seeing any of these guys, either of these guys, going until they're rated. They're the best quarterbacks, but they're not rated that high, especially compared to the edge rushers that are out in this draft that people are going to be jumping all over. Because you got to get to the quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback, it's just getting to the quarterback, getting a quarterback, and then getting to the quarterback. That's it. So and protecting the quarterback. Those are the big things. So as you can see, edge. This guy, they love this Notre Dame safety. They really want to go with this guy being a high draft pick. They got him going to the Falcons, but the Falcons, like I said last week, should be looking for a quarterback. They could be the first one to take someone off the board. The other one, there's teams above them that need a quarterback, but I don't think they're going to use that draft capital on Malik Willis or Ryan Pickett, unless And it's funny how this draft thing works out. Like as of right now, they're picked 9th. One of these guys could go once somebody gets a hard on for him. Somebody's going to, reach ahead of whoever they think is going to go after him and draft him if they think he can be the guy. I don't know if Pittsburgh's going to do that, but Atlanta is a team that should be looking at a quarterback. Seattle, if they don't get Deshaun Watson, maybe, which I don't think they're going to do, is probably going to look at a quarterback and whoever. And it looks like Malik Willis is going up, Ryan Pickett's going down a little bit, and it's the hands issue. I don't get it. I get you got a big hands to grip the ball, and there was a knock on Kurt Warner when he was having his fumbling issues. His hand's too small. This guy stinks. No, Hall of Fame. So I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, it's going to be him and this guy. So the Jets have their quarterback. Washington has their quarterback. Minnesota has their quarterback. Cleveland is not going to draft somebody to replace. They'd go with Baker Mayfield before they draft a guy, especially in the first round. So they've got in essence, they have their quarterback. Baltimore has their quarterback. The Eagles have their quarterback. They're not going to reach up for either of these guys when they have Jalen Hurts. They from what I gather from the Philly area, is they're going to either get a better guy or go with Jalen Hurts. That's just the way it's going to go. And they got 3 picks, and I doubt any of them are going to a quarterback. One of them might get traded, though. Chargers don't need a quarterback. Saints do need a quarterback. That's why they have him going here to Kenny Pickett. So that's 2 teams that need quarterback. The Eagles again. The Steelers at 20, they need a quarterback. They could jump ahead of the Saints if they're waiting to go and get a quarterback. They could easily, grab one of the Eagles' picks and get their quarterback that way. New England's got their quarterback. Raiders got their quarterback. Cardinals got their quarterback. Once you start getting this late, they all have their quarterbacks. Tennessee, yeah, but that's it. So as of right now, those are the three teams that would be the most likely suitors for either the. But there's only two. There's three teams. There's two guys. So you wonder what kind of things are going to get played over here. Tampa Bay is looking for a quarterback, but I don't think they're. I mean, first off, I don't think either of these guys are going to drop that far, and we'll see what happens to Tom Brady. I keep hearing he's coming back. I don't know. He said he wanted to play till he was 45. He's only 44. So I guess, yeah, you can throw Tampa Bay in there. Miami, they're not going to do. No, they don't need a quarterback. Cincinnati doesn't, and Detroit doesn't. They get the 32nd pick. Well, Detroit's going to take a quarterback in the first round? I don't know about all that. You got Jared Goff. I don't know about all that, though. So, and why would you just take him at 34? So you don't have to pay him all that money. But, so, and like I said about the quarterbacks, and you have to see where they go. Fantasy-wise, I would probably take Malik Willis fantasy-wise because he does have better mobility, I think. But we'll see where they go. I mean, if they go to teams with good offenses, then all they need is a quarterback. Yeah, you take a flyer on and see what happens. But it's going to be interesting. So we'll look at that when it gets closer to the beginning of the season. Like I said, I'm going Parcells. Wherever this guy goes, I'd keep an eye on. If he goes to one of those three teams, keep a good eye on that guy. I'd keep a good eye on him. Because if Parcells likes him, I like him. That's just the way I'm going with it. These guys like Matt Corral better. I'll take Desmond Ridder. So we'll see what happens. You get quarterbacks that come out and do well in fantasy first year. Usually they're first round picks because all the capital's in there and they have to come out and be put into the lineup week one. So we'll see. But it's going to be interesting. The quarterback thing. So, Liam. Before we get into running backs, don't forget, you got to tune in to the AM Drive every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern as they deliver the best in sports talk and pop culture to start your morning. Hosted by Michael Carvelis and Aaron Crouch. And as always, gotta tell you about this. Biscotti Gourmet offers a new take on an old Italian tradition of soft-baked mini biscotti and many delightful flavors. Lemon's my favorite. Gotta love that lemon. Go to biscottigourmet.com. It's right there. biscottigourmet.com and use the promo code TALKMAN. It's a different promo code for this. TALKMAN for 20% off your order. Any flavors are wonderful compliment with your coffee in the morning. Or is it guilty pleasure treat? Good stuff. So let's finish off with running backs. Now the thing about running backs is part of it is where you get a lot of it's where you get drafted. Nobody's look at last year when the top running backs in the league was a rookie out of that played for San Francisco. If someone came up to you prior to last year and said, "Rookie running back in San Francisco, you got to draft him. He's gonna be a top 10 running back in your league. His name is," and then scream a blank. I'm going to get Trey Sermon. That's what I'm going to get. Didn't work out that way, though, did it? So it's a lot about where they get drafted. Teams that run the ball who draft running backs, take a closer look at them. Teams that have a glaring need for running backs, take a look at them. And there's running backs just pop off out of nowhere. Take a look at them. They're hard to spot. So that's fine. find out where I put all this shit. There's quarterbacks, the Colts. Oh, yeah, I already pulled that up. There's Biscotti Gourmet, and there you go, boom. So we got the list of running backs and their, well, first, hold on. Let's do this first. I've been trying to find, I like Athlon Sports, by the way. So these are the top running back rankings. Hall, Spiller, Walker III, Kyron Williams, James Cook. Georgia's always got good running backs up there. I like guys from Texas, Alabama. Wherever he goes, keep an eye on him. I like these Florida International guys too for some reason. Oklahoma played against good players. Pierre Strong, the top. Pierre Strong and the kid from Rutgers, South Dakota State, the Jackrabbit, and the kid from Rutgers both had the fastest 40 times. So that's interesting. Keep that guy in mind. He's the 20th ranked running back. But like I said, it all matters where you get drafted. So and there's running backs don't really go in the first round anymore. But Breece Hall is going to be the first running back drafted. This guy's pretty good. Isaiah Spiller's good too. I've seen video on both of these guys, and you know, it part of it is where they get drafted. Part of it is available, the kind of offense that's run, or who's in front of you on the depth chart. So these are the measurables. I like this weight very much. I like guys 5'9", 211. I like that. Once they start getting bigger, this is a little small. 6'2", 225 from Alabama. I'll take that all day. Keep an eye on Brian Robinson, where he goes. 6', 213, meh. That's a little small. 6'2", 228 from Michigan, playing in the cold. I like that. Keep an eye on these guys. I like, I like really big guys or small guys within the 210 to 220 range. Like this, I'll take that. North Carolina, Pierre Strong, South Dakota. He's the fastest guy out there, along with the kid from Alabama. So, not Alabama, Rutgers. So, it's kind of hard to do running backs because, especially prior to the draft, because I'm not a college guy, so I don't watch a lot of college, but I do, once all this stuff comes around, we get the numbers and we see how they do. And the combine, okay, he runs that fast, you got to look at the tape for running backs. And like I said, it's all a matter of where they go. You're going to have a better idea of all these guys after we see where they go. So that's, that's pretty much it for the running backs. So, got about 30 seconds left. So, real quick, I'll do a segment on draft strategies. I'm actually going to say, get running. Any of these running backs, always have good rookie running backs. You can draft late, just take them. And it's so hard to draft late because even the crappy running backs get drafted like mid-round, even the rookies. We just want rookies. We love our rookies. Rookie running backs. So, that's the show. I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.